Hi, welcome to today's video. So I've managed now to get the Mimic panel set up, and basically at the moment it's only controlling three turnouts, which is here, here and here. It will in the next day or two control the turnout in the peel section once I put the node into place there. So I'll just start a loco going now. So here's my class 8 shunter, and it's able to now go around this section here, which is being shown on this Mimic panel here. And as the train goes into peel 1, you will see the red light here maybe coming on to show it's arrived in that block. Obviously at the moment I haven't got a spot detector in there, so the crane will crash. So here you can see the Mimic panel here, and it's showing that this turnouts here are both in the thrown position. This turnout here, which is turnout 2, is in the thrown position. Now, if I want to change the position of the platform that it's going to go into, I've got these ones here. Now, at the moment, because I haven't got turnout 1 set up, which is peel, this is not going to do what I want. But say I wanted to go straight through here into the siding, I press here, and here you'll see now it's doing this. Now it's changing the routes or the turnouts for me. This is being done through JMRI. Now, eventually it would be nice to adopt the LCC way of doing things, which would have the logic tied into the nodes. Now, in the past, this would have all been done using CMRI, where JMRI is the master of everything. And that required a different approach to what I'm now having to learn to use LCC. So one of the key aspects for me in getting this layout working the way I want it to has been the changes over from CMRI. So the first thing I decided was important was getting the traction control for the layout sorted. Now obviously DCC EX is doing the DC side of the layout, which is integrated to JMRI through my small PC here. Now I start the PC up first with the track power on, and that works up nicely. I did change the code within the DCCX, which I showed a few weeks ago now, so it does turn the track power on automatically. Now it starts off with the track power on, but when JMRI starts up, the track power goes off for a short while DCCX starts talking with JMRI. So that then gets the block detection ready for use. Now obviously the next thing I start up on the layout is my PC power supply, which runs all the different Arduinos around the layout. Obviously this takes its power from my small PC, as well as the CAN USB 4 takes its power from the small PC. So then it all starts up. The spot detection units work lovely. They pick up and they then set the signal out to JMRI and actually to the Mimic panel. Now I'm having a slight glitch at the moment which I need to work on. The Mimic panel's working perfectly. JMRI for some reason is showing some tracks as occupied when they're not, and I don't know whether there's something there where it's keeping a memory from something or not. So that's something I'm working on. And as I say, because we now have got the first of the spot detection working in this area, so I know that bit of software works well with what we've got. And now having the Mimic panel up and running, which is obviously I had one built up, so it made sense to use it. That gives me the confidence to move forward eventually onto this Mimic panel. So obviously I didn't want to start building the big Mimic panel for the whole layout without first understanding how I'm going to need to use the software we have. Now the software we have at the moment that I've been using is the original 2 servo. Well, it was 8 IO, which was expanded to 24 and 40 IOs. Now that limitation really has one thing where outputs or consumers can only be taught one event. So obviously I showed you the other day that we have a new one which allows for many actions for the consumer. So that's going to come into play eventually. But also, I think there was talk the other day where we did mention that we will use a single input that can send out various events with a short delay in between. Now that will come in handy for the routes, which will take away some of the things from JMRI, which I've been used to doing, and put them onto the local nodes. Now this will come in handy for people who don't want a PC involved once they've got the layout set up. Obviously, I'm going to be using JMRI because I use it for my automation and the simple script. I can press a button on the PC and that will start the train running, doing different automations. But it's a case now tying up and understanding how the LCC approach is used by lots of people, rather than the way, at the moment, the way I'm thinking of using it. So there's a lot of learning to do and, some head scratching going on at times to understand, well, why am I seeing certain little things that are not reporting right? And these might be a minor software bug that we have, or it might be a case of maybe, like at the moment, I'm seeing an issue with block 3 and block 1 and 2. Now that seems to show itself when we use it to teach the event to the mimic panel. And I don't quite understand why that would be the case with JMRI, because JMRI is not really involved in that side of it. Yes, JMRI does know what each of these blocks do, because I use that for the glass mimic panel or on the TV screen. So I say that's something else I need to be looking into. But hopefully this is showing you developments. So the next thing I really want to do is I'd like to get the single turnout done over here. When that is done, I can then control the turnout and then get some spot detection put into place. Then I can have some blow codes running backwards and forwards and go into different platforms. Now, because that is very easy to do in scripting. Some of the things I'm doing now, maybe I could use Logic NG. I am using roots at the moment. This has been done in the past. And the reason I like roots is obviously I can have manual control, but I can also within my scripting tell JMRI to change the turnouts for me. So, there's a lot to be done, a lot of learning to do. So hopefully, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen today. Thank you for all those who've liked and asked questions via the email. Thank you very much. Bye now.